Hi there, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to this presentation today on Instagram DM automation, the next frontier for digital marketing agencies. And a big shout out and thank you to Agorapulse for inviting us to present at this agency summit today. In case you're wondering, the voice behind the slides here is me, Andrew Demeter. I'm the head of community at Chatfuel, which is the world's leading no-code chatbot builder for Facebook and Instagram. And that no-code piece is what makes us unique. There's no coding, no technical knowledge involved in building these automated experiences for the DMs. All you need is a logical mind, and what you see is what you get. Everything is easy, simple, visual, and drag and drop. But more on that later. So you'll definitely want to stick around until the end of this presentation because we have 2 free gifts to give to you and actually some other bonuses as well, but we'll talk more about those later. So first, you have the chance to win, if you stick around until the end, a custom-built DM funnel for your agency or for your client. Or if you're managing or running a brand, we can build it for you as well. It doesn't matter, but what this means is that you'll work closely one-on-one with our team of Chatfuel experts. You'll tell us what your business goals are, what your end strategy is, and we'll work with you to build the technical side of that. So we eliminate the learning curve for you completely. You don't have to worry about how everything works. You just tell us your goals, we build it for you, and we get you to success ASAP. So that's the first free gift. Again, you have the chance to win this if you stick around until the end. In addition to that, guaranteed everyone who sticks around and watches until the end of the presentation will get a done-for-you Shopify template. So if your marketing agency manages clients who have Shopify stores, this is something that you definitely do not want to miss. This is tried and true. We've used it with other e-commerce stores, and it has generated lots and lots of sales for them, and it's really exciting. But again, more on that later. We'll give you all the details on how to enter this giveaway and claim these gifts. Now, before we dive into the actual content here, the meat and potatoes of the presentation, let's briefly review the agenda. So first, we're going to talk context, big picture. What exactly is Instagram DM automation? Why is it useful? Why is it valuable? How did we get here? After that, we'll talk Instagram entry points. So these are the different tools that you can use on Instagram to drive more traffic into your DMs, and then from there, convert those conversations into customers. Next, we'll talk about the building blocks of every conversation in the DMs. So once you drive all of this traffic to the DMs, what are the tools that you can use? What are the tools you have at your disposal to actually run those conversations? What can you actually build? What elements can you use there? Then fourth, we'll talk about the done-for-you Shopify template. Again, just teased that, but we'll show you in concrete terms what that looks like and how it works, why it's valuable. And lastly, number 5 here, we'll talk about the giveaway, which is a $7,500+ value, where again, you'll work with us closely one-on-one to build this automated experience for your client or for your own marketing agency or brand. So if any of that sounds remotely exciting to you, then be sure to stick around and let's dive in now. So first, again, let's talk context. So why does messaging matter? Why is chat important? So 2 quick statistics for you here. First, 75% of people want to be able to message a business, and this makes sense, right? We should be able to message a business just like we message our friends and family. It's quick, it's convenient, it's easy. And 64% of people prefer messaging a business instead of emailing them or calling them. This is just logical, right? It makes sense. We prefer chat and messaging, just like how we talk to our friends, because it's easier than sending out an email and hoping that we get a response in a business day or 2. It's easier than calling a 1-800 number to talk to a business where we get stuck on hold. We have to listen to elevator music. And so for these reasons, messaging matters because it's simple, it's quick, it's efficient, and your business should be using these messaging apps like Facebook Messenger, like Instagram to engage with customers and prospects. Now you might be asking for some more context. Well, how did we get here? What's kind of the bigger picture here with Instagram? So just briefly, I won't bore you with all the history here, but basically in 2016, Facebook opened their API for Facebook Messenger, allowing businesses to create these automated chat experiences. Since then, over the past 5 years, we've done a lot of experimentation. So platforms like Chatfuel, which is again this no-code platform for building chatbots, we've done a lot of experimentation. Our customers have, businesses have, marketers have. And now that we know what works and what doesn't in these chat apps, what's successful and what's not, over the past 5 years, we can now take those learnings, take those best practices, and apply them to Instagram. Because just last week, at the time of filming this, or early June for those watching later, Facebook officially unveiled the Instagram API for DM automation for these chat experiences. And that's what makes this unique, right? Historically, in the past, yes, there have been these third-party kind of gray hat tools for automating your DMs, but what makes this different as of last week is that these are official Instagram-approved experiences, and that's what makes this so exciting. Now let's briefly talk use cases as well before we move on. So there are really 4 top use cases that we've seen over the past 5 years that work well on Messenger and also work well on Instagram. So briefly, those are lead generation, such as capturing emails, phone numbers, any other customer or lead information that you'd like to collect. Product recommendation, where you ask the user a series of questions and based on their preferences, you recommend them a product or a couple products. Obviously, that's really valuable because instead of a user having to search through your website for exactly what product they need, it's much more personalized, and these experiences help achieve personalization at scale. Number 3, customer service. So chatbots, these chat experiences are great at serving as the first line of defense, kind of automating the frequently asked questions you're receiving. And then obviously, if at any point the chatbot needs human intervention and the customer needs to talk to a person, obviously the person can intervene as well, but chatbots are great at quickly answering common questions and reducing that response time. And then finally, number 4, contests and giveaways. So obviously on Instagram, many brands are already doing contests and giveaways. And now these automated chat experiences have and provide the opportunity to do this at scale and do it in a much more measurable and effective way for the business. We'll talk more about that and show some examples later on. Let's talk briefly about some misconceptions. And we actually already touched on one of these just a second ago with the human intervention piece. So here are a couple objections that business owners might ask or say in response to, hey, let's create this automated experience for you. So the first one is, my audience doesn't want to talk to one of these automated experiences. They want to talk to a human. And that's totally fine. But again, the solution is we provide live chat. So it's not just the automated experience running by itself. At any point, a human agent can intervene and take over that conversation. And the baton is kind of passed from the chat experience to the human. Next up, people say, I don't want to get banned. These tools seem questionable or sketchy. Again, in the past, totally agree with you on that. But now that these are official Instagram approved tools, everything is completely terms of service compliant. So this is not something that you have to worry about. And finally, another big one, well, I don't know how to code. I don't know how to create these experiences. Thankfully, Chatfuel makes it so there's no coding required, no technical knowledge. All that you have to do is have, again, a logical mind, and you can see everything visually mapped out, all the different pathways of the conversation. So for these reasons, Instagram DM automation is extremely powerful and accessible to marketers, business owners, social media managers, everybody in between. And most importantly, you have first mover advantage, right? As I just mentioned, these tools just officially became available last week as of the time of filming. By the time that you guys are watching, they came out a couple weeks ago. But again, this is a brand new frontier for digital marketing agencies to win more clients and package their services in a more distinguished and different way than their competition. So we just talked context, basically how we got here, what all of this means, why it's valuable. Now let's talk Instagram entry points. So again, these are the different ways, the different tools you can use to drive more traffic into your DMs. And then obviously once people are there, we'll later talk about how you can convert them. So there are 4 entry points that we're going to talk about. The first one here is comments autoreply. And the use case that I'm showing in this example is automating customer service, right? Which we just talked about. So each one of these entry points all connect to one of those use cases. So in this case, very simple. workflow here, very simple user experience. In this case, the user sees this Instagram post where the brand is promoting their newest shoes. They comment on that post saying, are these shoes good for hiking? And then immediately after they leave that comment, we have an automated response to the question, an answer to that question that says, yeah, these shoes are breathable, they have high traction, therefore they are perfect for hiking. And then there's also a button they can click to shop now, and again, progress down that sales funnel. So this is the first entry point. If somebody comments, we send them a response in their DMs. The next entry point here is the story reply. So as you can see, in this case, the brand, a guitar store, for example, is promoting this call to action in their story that says, hey, DM us this keyword promo for $10 off your order. So then the user sends that keyword in response to the story. And once they do that, they're asked for their email in exchange for a discount code. So the use case that we're showing here is lead generation, right? A lead magnet. We're capturing the user's email in exchange for a discount code. So that's the second entry point here, the story reply. Third is the story mention, and this is one of my favorites because it caters to that use case of contests and giveaways. So normally on Instagram, when a brand is doing a contest or giveaway, they say, hey, comment below, tag a couple friends, etc., follow these accounts. But that's not always a very measurable thing to do, right? So instead, this is super amazing, this story mention entry point, because it's trackable and it really increases word of mouth as well in a way that goes beyond just tagging a couple friends. So here's how it works. Basically, we have the brand, in this case, a snack box brand, promoting a post that says, hey, enter our giveaway. You can win a year's worth of snack boxes. And if you want to enter, tag us in your story. So the user sees that post, then they go to their story, they create a story post and tag the brand in it. And after they do that, after they're promoting the brand through this word of mouth, only after that point are they entered into this giveaway. So this is super cool. Again, perfect for contests and giveaways and promoting that virality, that word of mouth. And also, of course, these use cases, these entry points are not, apart and separate from each other. You can also combine these. So for example, here, after they share that story, we could also ask them for their email and make that a condition for entering the giveaway. So we can do a lot at once here. I'm just showing you these individual components, these individual building blocks, but obviously you can assemble them in any way imaginable. And then finally here, the fourth entry point that we'll talk about is ads, Instagram ads, right? So how does this work? It's pretty basic and simple. Here on the left-hand side, we have the user, they see the ad in their Instagram newsfeed and they click it. Once they click it, they're asked a question, what's your favorite color palette? Because in this case, the use case is product recommendation for a lipstick, a cosmetic brand. So they're asked for their favorite color, then they answer a couple of other questions like what style do you prefer? And then at the end of that, they're recommended with a unique product that fits their needs and their preferences. So this is the final entry point, ads. And again, the use case here is product recommendation. So as you can see, you have all of these tools at your disposal and you can do so much with these. And ads is also really exciting, of course, because instead of just all these entry points relying on organic growth and traffic, you can use ads to supercharge the traffic that is going into your DMs, which again makes them very unique and successful as an entry point. Okay, so again, we just talked about the 4 entry points, basically how to drive more traffic, more messaging volume into your DMs. But once you do that, how do you actually build the conversation? What are the different elements, the different components that you have access to create this personalization at scale? So let's run through them now. There are 9 of these. So first is text. I'm not going to belabor the point here, pretty basic, obviously essential to creating these messaging experiences. In addition to text, you have images, which are perfect, as you just saw in that last example with the ad. You want to use images to showcase your products if you're doing e-commerce, right? This is super, super important. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Next is the user input. So you can think of this like an open-ended or free response question. So in this case, we're asking the user, what's your email? And then they're going to type in their email and we'll proceed through the conversation. After that, we have quick replies. By contrast, quick replies are like multiple choice questions. So the user input's great when you don't have a number of options that the user can choose from. Quick replies are great when you want to provide a couple of different options, like in this case for budget. And the use case here would be lead generation, right? We want to see how qualified or unqualified leads are. After that, we have attributes. This is one of the most powerful features in Chatfuel. This, again, as I just mentioned, allows you to really achieve personalization at scale. These are different tags, different placeholders that are based on user information. So we can kind of create a template of the conversation here and then put in attributes wherever we want to dynamically replace different information that's relevant to the user. So in this case, we could say first name, meaning Andrew in my case, the electric scooter pro is perfect for you. It's made for people who want to stop feeling stuck on their commute to work, for example, right? So again, we have this basic template, but we can replace it dynamically using the user's preferences, using user information to really drive home the conversions and success of our chat messaging campaigns. Then just a couple more here as we're getting more advanced. We have live chat. Again, we covered this earlier. This allows the human agent on your team to intervene at any point in the conversation, which is super important because chatbots, these automated experiences, are not perfect. Whenever they do fail, in the rare times when they do, you want a human to be able to intervene at any point. Google Sheets is super important, especially for lead generation, or in this case, contests and giveaways. When you're capturing user information like an email or phone number in the DMs, obviously you don't just want to keep it in the DMs because then you'd have to manually go in, copy and paste all that information out of each individual conversation. That would be a real pain. So with the Google Sheets plugin here, you can export all of that customer data that you're capturing, all that lead information that you're capturing to a Google Sheet so that you have one centralized place to see all of that data. If you want to get more advanced as well, you can also integrate with your CRM of choice, such as Klaviyo or any other tools that you're using through our open APIs. And then two more plugins here that I'll mention, two more components, two more building blocks of the conversational experience. The first of which is split traffic. So obviously, in other words, A/B testing. So let's say you are doing lead generation and in one conversation, you want to test just asking the user, what's your email? In the other example, you want to say, please provide your email below. So you can test different variations of copy, creative, etc. to see which one performs best. And then obviously, once you see which one performs best, you can double down on that winning conversation to increase conversions, increase sales. Pretty basic and self-explanatory marketing here. And then finally, you have the delay. So this is, in other words, a drip campaign. Let's say somebody just got a product recommendation and 1 hour after they get that, you want to follow up and say, hey, what did you end up ordering? To remind them that, hey, we recommended you this product. Are you actually going to buy it? And as we've seen in our tests before, this is highly effective. This follow-up is highly effective in increasing conversions. So obviously we just went through a lot there, and you don't need to know all the technical details here. Basically, all you need to know, the takeaway here is that the only limit is your imagination, right? All of these tools you have at your disposal. You can think of them like Lego blocks or Lincoln Logs. You have all these individual components, and it's really up to your own creativity to arrange them in whatever fashion you want to see what performs best and what's successful. Finally here, let's talk about the done for you Shopify template before we head on over to the giveaway, which I know is something that everybody is super excited for. So this is the Shopify template. Again, you'll get access to this completely for free. It's plug and play. You replace a couple things and you can get this up and running for your e-commerce clients in minutes. You can charge them a setup fee and a monthly retainer, but we'll get to that in just a second. So how does this Shopify template exactly work? Well, there's 3 steps here that correspond to each of the screenshots. So first, the user will see on the bio, the customer will see on your Instagram bio this call to action. In this case, it says, first timer, DM us, try me for a free $10 gift card. So they see that call to action. Then after they see that, they go to send you a DM with that keyword. After they send the keyword to you, then the automated experience kicks in and it asks for the user's email. So then they provide an email. And if there is no existing Shopify order with that email, meaning they're a brand new customer, then it's going to give them a discount code, a unique discount code. And obviously, if they are an existing customer, they've ordered in the past, then it's going to tell them, hey, sorry, you're not eligible for this promo because you're already a customer. So again, that's the quick 3-step process here from the user side. They see the call to action, they send the keyword, and then they enter their email for the discount code. And on the bot builder side, on the marketing side, on the agency side, it's really not that difficult either. Again, you can get up and running in minutes. So before we tell you how you can get access to this, you might have a couple of questions about, how should I go about pitching this and pricing it? So here's what I would do. Basically, I would start the conversation with the e-commerce client by asking them, do you want to increase your Shopify sales? Because oftentimes when you have access to this new technology, it's exciting, but you can very easily get caught up in the technical details and you start pitching the technical details of, hey, this is a chat bot, this is, all these technical things. And you don't want to distract the prospect, distract the client with that. Instead, make it simple. Do you want to increase your Shopify sales? Because if they are a good Shopify store owner, the answer is always going to be yes. So start there with the benefit and not the features. After that, you want to record a video demo ideally, or if not, use a simple, series of screenshots like I just showed you, where it shows the flow, the workflow, the customer journey from the user's perspective, because that's easy to understand. Again, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And after you show them that, then they'll better understand it, they'll be on board. And at that point, you can charge them a setup fee for, again, the one-time setup that you need to configure. And then after that, you can charge them a recurring monthly retainer for maintaining and optimizing the experience. And just to give you a ballpark, since this technology is so new, this is still such a new frontier, you can really charge whatever you want. For the setup fee, I would charge a minimum $1,000, and for the monthly retainer, minimum of $500. Obviously, you can increase that dramatically depending on the client or the value you're providing. But again, this is a tried and true proven template, and you can get it all for free, set it up in minutes. And this is a perfect opportunity. I don't see why you wouldn't take us up on this. So again, if you want to get this template, you can get it completely free, no strings attached. But before we get there, wait, there's more. So now let's talk about the giveaway, which will cover that Shopify template, as well as the custom-built DM experience and some other goodies that we're throwing in as well. Again, the goal here, you have the chance to win a custom-built DM funnel. This is kind of the grand prize here. So by entering this giveaway, you will be entered to win this custom-built DM funnel, whether, again, it's for your agency, it's for a client, or it's for your own brand or a brand that you're managing. We'll build it. You just tell us your strategy, your business goals. We'll make it happen and get you the results that you want for your business objective. So that is the first prize here, right? The grand prize, if you will. In addition to that, you'll get the Shopify template that we just talked about, the recording of this presentation, as well as the slides of this presentation. And you have the slides, or if you enter this giveaway, you'll have the slides. And these can be super valuable as well when you're actually pitching the prospect or the client, because again, you can use this kind of sales collateral that we already have. You can rebrand it however you like, and that can definitely help get them on board because we have these proven examples, all the visuals, all the graphics, all ready for you. Just a matter of you arranging the slide deck however you wish. So if you want to get all of these goodies and have a chance to win the custom-built DM funnel, all you have to do is DM the keyword giveaway to @Chatfuel on Instagram. So even if you're not interested in the giveaway, you can see how the DM automation works here in practice. Again, all you have to do is DM the keyword giveaway to @Chatfuel on Instagram. It'll ask you for a couple pieces of information, then you'll be entered to win. The deadline to enter is June 30th, 2021. So be sure to enter by then, and then we'll announce the winner and contact them shortly thereafter. Okay, so closing out here, what are the takeaways of the presentation today? 3 points. The first one, conversational commerce is here to stay. All of this started back in 2016 with Messenger. We've learned a lot since then. We've experimented a lot, and now we know what works and what doesn't. So we're applying that to Instagram as well as other marketing channels and chat channels in the future. So conversational commerce, hands down, is here to stay. People prefer chat over emailing and calling. Number 2, Instagram DM automation is the next frontier for digital marketing agencies. Again, it's the Wild West right now. It's a brand new channel for marketers and business owners to utilize. So you want to be sure to jump in on this now before it's too late. And that goes perfectly into the third point, which is, again, you want to get in early while all of this is brand new. There's much to be discovered rather than getting left behind by ignoring this, thinking it's a fad. That's not the case. This is going to change the game for anyone who has a business on Instagram. Again, in closing here, DM that keyword giveaway to @Chatfuel on Instagram to enter the giveaway for a chance to win that custom-built DM funnel, the Shopify template, the slides, and the recording of this presentation. And of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm happy to help, happy to answer them. I've been experimenting myself a lot with this Instagram DM automation over the past couple months, being one of the beta partners involved in it. So if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm happy to answer them. All of this stuff makes me really excited and passionate, so be sure to send any questions, comments, etc. that you have to Demeter, DEMETER @chatfuel.com, and I'll be happy to respond. So again, thank you so much for watching this presentation. Hopefully this was insightful and valuable. We're super excited that Instagram is this next frontier for digital marketing agencies and business owners in general. So thank you so much for watching, and chat soon.